The Senate will come to order. Senator Todd will lead us in the pledge.
Thank you, Madam President, and I'll be delighted to. Liberty and justice for all. That is absolutely right. So please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance to this wonderful country we live in. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, for everyone.
Good morning. Mr. Majors, would you please take the roll?
Aguilar.
Here.
Balmer. Baumgartner. Brophy. Cadman.
Excused.
Cadman. Crowder. Grantham. Guzman. Harvey. Heath. Herpin. Hill. Hodge. John. Johnston. Jones.
Absent.
Cephalus. Kerr. King. Lambert. Lundberg. Marble. Newell. Nicholson. Renfro. Rivera. Roberts. Scheffel. Schwartz. Stedman. Tockdrop. Todd. Ulibarri. Zenzinger. Jones. Madam President.
Here.
Anyway, I'll talk to you after.
Okay. With 35 present, 0 absent, 0 excused, we have a quorum. Motion to adopt the journal. Senator Hill.
So quickly, Gail's got it.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Journal of Tuesday, March 11th, and thank you. I move the Journal be adopted as corrected by the Secretary. Thank you.
That is a proper motion. You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Committee reports.
March 11, 2014, Committee on Finance. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following House Bill 1107 be amended as follows and as so amended before the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 11, 2014, Committee on Finance. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following House Bill 1163 be referred to the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation.
Members, we have Senator Entz, I believe. Welcome back to the Senate, Senator Entz. Thank you for joining us. Senate Services.
March 12, 2014, correctly engrossed, Senate Joint Memorial 1, correctly enrolled, Senate Bills 24, 31, 59, 96, 97, 121, and 138.
Message from the House.
March 11, 2014, Madam President, the House has adopted and returns here with Senate Joint Memorial 1.
Introduction of bills.
Senate Bill 156 by Senators Cephalus and Heath and Representative Lee concerning a requirement that a public benefit corporation file an annual report.
Business, Labor, and Technology.
House Bill 1042 by Representative Sane and Senator Tockdrop concerning access by birth parents to records relating to the relinquishment of parental rights and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Judiciary.
House Bill 1105 by Representative Mitch Bush and Senator Todd concerning the exemption from the state gasoline and special fuel tax of sales between governmental entities.
Finance.
House Bill 1141 by Representative Quorum and Senator Roberts concerning the confidentiality of Social Security numbers under the Colorado Consumer Protection Act.
Judiciary.
House Bill 1257 by Representatives Sonnenberg and Norberg and Senators Balmer and King concerning the authority of the state auditor to conduct a performance audit of the Colorado Health Benefit Exchange.
Health and Human Services.
House Bill 1271 by Representative Melton and Senator Newell concerning extending a mental health provider's duty to warn to include specific entities that, if purposefully damaged or attacked as a result of a mental health patient's violent behavior, will jeopardize public health and safety.
Health and Human Services. Introduction of resolutions.
Senate Joint Resolution 19 by Senator Hodge concerning the establishment of March 16th as Liberty Day.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move we lay over Senate Joint Resolution 19 until Friday, March 14th.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Senate Joint Resolution 19 will lay over until Friday. Third reading of bills. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 32?
Senate Bill 32 by Senator Lundberg and Representative Singh concerning elimination of restrictions on the ability of alternative health care providers to treat children.
Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Madam President. I move Senate Bill 32 and ask for favorable approval.
Any discussion? Question for the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 32. Are there any no votes? Senators Kerr, Ulibarri, Hodge, Balmer, Stedman, Nicholson, Mr. Majority Leader, Madam President Pro Tem, Senator Ulibarri, I've got you, Senators Johnston, Roberts, Jones, Zenzinger, Kafalas, Aguilar, Todd, Schwartz. Please add the President. With 18 ayes, 17 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 32 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1224?
House Bill 1224 by Representative Gardner and Senator Herpin concerning a set-aside goal in state procurement for service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses.
Senator Herpin.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 14-1224 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Question is the adoption of 1224. Are there any no votes? Senators Baumgartner, Marble, Harvey, Lambert, Balmer, Renfro, Hill, Lundberg. With 27 ayes, 8 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1224 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Crowder, Senators Aguilar, Kafalas, Todd, Schwartz, Newell, Nicholson, Mr. Majority Leader, Senators John, Kerr, Toktrop, Madam President Pro Tem, Senators Ulibarri, Zenzinger, Hodge, Johnston, King, Roberts, Grantham, Rivera. Please add the President. General orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Newell. You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The Senate will resolve itself into a committee of the whole for purpose of considering general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar, and Senator Newell will take the chair.
The committee will come to order and the coat roll is relaxed. Mr. Majors, would you please read the titles to all the bills listed on the consent calendar?
House Bill 1188 by Representative Wright and Senator Togtrop concerning revenue generated from the outdoor advertising program administered by the Department of Transportation. Senate Bill 51 by Senator Togtrop and Representative Sane concerning access to records relating to the adoption of children. House Bill 1103 by Representative Pabon and Senator Harvey concerning the criteria that certain securities must meet to qualify as legal investments for public funds.
Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the adoption of all the bills on general order, second reading of bills consent calendar and their associated committee reports, which includes House Bill 1188, Senate Bill 51 and its Judiciary and Appropriations Committee reports, and House Bill 1103.
Is there any discussion on any of the committee reports? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of all the reports to all the bills on general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the reports are adopted. Is there any discussion of any of the bills listed on the general orders consent calendar? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of all the bills on general orders, second reading of bills consent calendar. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the bills are adopted. Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move we rise and report.
The motion before the body is to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the committee will rise and report.
The Senate will come back to order. Senator Newell.
Thank you, Madam President. The committee has met and heard a number of bills under consideration. Mr. Majors, would you please read the report?
March 12, 2014, Madam President, your committee of the whole basic report is under consideration. The following attached bills being second reading thereof makes following recommendations thereon. Senate Bill 51 is amended, passed on second reading in order to gross place on the counter for third reading and final passage. House Bills 1188 and 1103 passed on second reading in order to revise place on the counter for third reading and final passage.
Senator Newell.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the adoption of the report.
Is there any discussion? Question for the body is the adoption of the committee of the whole report. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 51 is amended, passed on second reading, and ordered engrossed, placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1188, House Bill 1103 passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. General orders, second reading of bills. Senator Newell.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the committee of the whole for the consideration of general orders, second reading bills.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The Senate will resolve itself into a committee of the whole for purpose of considering general orders, second reading of bills, and Senator Newell will take the chair.
The committee will come to order, and the coat roll is still relaxed. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1208?
House Bill 1208 by Representatives Wright and Hamner and Senators Zenzinger and King concerning authorizing the Department of Education to recognize as administrative units for purposes of the Exceptional Children's Educational Act groups of school districts that were parties to joint agreements existing on January 1st, 2011 to provide special education services without forming a board of cooperative services.
Who would like to go first? Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 14-1208, authorizing multi-district administrative units. And I move the committee report.
I don't see a committee report.
Never mind, there is no committee report. I just moved the bill then.
To the bill, Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you very much. Members, this is a pretty straightforward bill. The intent of it is to allow the existing 3 multi-district administrative units in Mesa County, Gunnison, and Fort Lupton, to continue to do the important work of providing special education services in the manner that they have been successful at for several years. So currently, under the Exceptional Children's Educational Act, the responsibility and funding for the delivery of and administration of special education services and related services really fall to what's called an administrative unit. Under existing law, an administrative unit for the purposes of the Exceptional Children's Educational Act is defined as a school district, a board of cooperative services, or the state charter school institute. However, for several decades, in some cases, 3 small groups of rural school districts actually formed multi-district administrative unit agreements between themselves in order to share these special education responsibilities.
Members, could we have it a little bit more quiet so we can hear? Thank you.
However, a CDE audit discovered that under current statute, these types of multi-district arrangements are not technically allowed. So therefore, this bill would grandfather the current 3 multi-district administrative units, which actually span 7 school districts, and allow them to continue the arrangements that they have successfully operated under for, again, in some cases for decades. So with that, I move for an aye vote.
Senator King.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good bill. Vote yes.
Okay, is there any discussion on House Bill 1208? Seeing none, you've heard the adoption. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and House Bill 1208 is adopted. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 131?
Senate Bill 131 by Senator King concerning the removal of certain identifying information from a motor vehicle registration card.
Senator King.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Senate Bill 131 and the Appropriations Report.
To the Appropriations Committee report.
Appropriations, thank you, Madam Chair. Appropriations said
Senator
that this
King.
could be done within existing appropriations.
Senator King, I'm so sorry. I just got word you need to start with Judiciary, please. The Judiciary Committee report first.
I also move the Judiciary Committee report.
Thank you. Thank you. So if you could speak to the Judiciary Committee report first.
In the Judiciary Committee report, the Judiciary amended the bill to allow for a signature and addresses on Type A licenses, which is required under international law, and asked for an aye vote.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on the Judiciary Committee report on Senate Bill 131? Seeing none, you've heard the adoption. Are there, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Judiciary Committee report is adopted. And to the Appropriations Committee report, Senator King.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Appropriations Committee said that the Department of Revenue can do this within existing appropriations. Ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Appropriations Committee report is adopted. Senator King. To the bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And to the bill, what this does is it takes your address and your signature off of the paper registration in your vehicle. We are now at the point with technology that is unneeded and has been a source of opportunity for those that would use that in criminal exploits, and I ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion on Senate Bill 131? The motion before us is for the adoption of Senate Bill 131. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 131 is adopted. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1293?
House Bill 1293 by Representative Hollinghorse and Senator Heath concerning payment of expenses of the Legislative Department.
Senator Heath.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1293.
Thank you. To the bill.
Well, members, this is the bill that pays you and your staff starting next July, and need I say any more?
Is there any discussion on House Bill 1293? Seeing none, the motion before the body is for the adoption of 1293. Are there any, all those in favor say aye. If there are any no votes, I don't hear them. Oh, Senator Hari. House Bill 1293 is adopted. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 23?
Senate Bill 23 by Senator Schwartz concerning an authorization of the voluntary transfer of water efficiency savings to the Colorado Water Conservation Board for in-stream use purposes and water divisions that include lands west of the Continental Divide.
Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move we lay over Senate Bill 23 until tomorrow, Thursday, March 13th.
The motion before the body is for to lay over Senate Bill 23 till March 13th. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. And that will be laid over. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 117?
Senate Bill 117 by Senator John and Representative Fisher concerning the reauthorization and the regulation of the real estate appraisers by the Board of Real Estate Appraisers through a recreation and reenactment of the relevant statutes incorporating no substantive amendments other than those approved during the first regular session of the 69th General Assembly.
Senator John.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And there is no committee report, so I move Senate Bill 117.
To the bill?
This literally is a bill that was correcting a mistake from what we did last year. Inadvertently, the dates did not get put in there right, so it corrects an oversight from the Senate Bill 13-155 and extends the repeal date of the Board of Real Estate Appraisers in the Department of Regulatory Agencies through September 1, 2022. So it's just fixing a date change.
All right. Is there any discussion? Senator Grantham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As an appraiser, I asked this in committee, and I'd just like the sponsor to clarify. Under what rules and regulations have I been operating under for the last several months since this was apparently not in effect?
Senator John.
That's a great question. There's actually a wind down period of a year once something does sunset. So that's what you have been operating under, the very current rules just as they are. But now we have to pass this now or you won't have any rules to operate under.
Senator Grantham.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Senator John. That sounds tempting, actually. But nevertheless, I will be a yes.
Don't go there.
Thank you, Senator Grantham. Is there any further discussion on Senate Bill 117? Senator Baumgartner. Okay. So no to, okay, Senator John. Anything else? Okay. Seeing no further discussion on Senate Bill 117, then the adoption before the body is for the adoption of 117. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 117 is adopted. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1077?
House Bill 1077 by Representative Giroux and Senator Hodge concerning an increase in the statutory cap on the 2-year average of the unobligated portion of the Oil and Gas Conservation and Environmental Response Fund.
Senator Hodge.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1077. There is no committee report.
All right, to the bill, please.
What House Bill 1077 is increases the cap on the unobligated portion of the Oil and Gas Conservation and Environmental Response Fund from $4 to $6 million. The Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission operating revenue is 75% of their operating revenue comes from this fund. It has not been increased in a number of years, and that fund is dependent on the price of oil and gas. So there's a great deal of volatility in the fund. The Oil and Gas Commission has increased the number of people working there because we have an increase in the oil and gas activity in the state. So this is kind of like their reserve fund. Price of oil and gas goes down, they get less revenue into this fund. This gives them a buffer so they can continue doing the things they do, like oil and gas inspections, well and siting inspections, that kind of thing. I ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. Senator Jones.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also would ask for an aye vote on this. I'm glad that Senator Hodge is bringing, my friend from Brighton is bringing this bill, and I think it's the step in the right direction. I do a little bit more, obviously, but I think this is a good thing, so I ask for a yes vote.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1077? Seeing none, the motion before the body is for the adoption of House Bill 1077. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and House Bill 1077 is adopted. Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move we rise and report.
The motion before the body is to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the committee will rise and report.
The Senate will come back to order. Senator Newell.
Thank you, Madam President. The committee has met and had a number of bills under consideration. Mr. Majors, would you please read the report?
March 12, 2014, Madam President, your committee of the whole basic report is under consideration of the following attached bills, being second reading thereof, makes following recommendations thereon. Senate Bill 131 is amended 117, passed on second reading in order to gross place the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bills 1208, 1293, and 1077 passed on second reading in order to revise place the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 23 laid over until March 13, 2014, retaining its place on the calendar.
Senator Newell.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the adoption of the report.
Any discussion? Question is the adoption of the committee of the whole report. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, committee of the whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 131 is amended. Senate Bill 117 passed on second reading and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1208, House Bill 1293, House Bill 1077 passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 23 laid over until March 13th, retaining its place on the calendar. Consideration of governor's appointments, consent calendar. Mr. Majors, would you please read the governor's appointments to all the boards and commissions on the consent calendar?
Members of the Hospital Provider Fee Oversight and Advisory Board for term expiring at the pleasure of the Governor, David R. Livingston of Denver, Colorado, to serve as the chairman of the Hospital Provider Fee Oversight and Advisory Board appointed for terms expiring May 15, 2017. David R. Livingston of Denver, Colorado, representative of a business that purchases or otherwise provides health insurance for its employees, appointed. Madeline L. Robertson of Greenwood Village, Colorado, an employee of a hospital in Colorado, reappointed. Christopher W. Underwood of Evergreen, Colorado, an employee of the State Department, reappointed. Members of the Board of Trustees for Fort Lewis College, effective December 31st, 2013, for a term expiring December 31st, 2016. Karen D. Wild of Aurora, Colorado, a Democrat, reappointed, effective December 31st, 2013, for a term expiring December 31st, 2017. John M. Wells of Durango, Colorado, an unaffiliated, reappointed. Members of the Charter School Institute Board for terms expiring July 1st, 2016. Cecilia K. Sanchez de Ortiz of Denver, Colorado, to serve as a member with other board or public service experience and as a Democrat, reappointed. Patricia May Klober of Leadville, Colorado, to serve as a member who has experience as a public school teacher and as a Republican, reappointed.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the confirmation of all the appointments on the consent calendar, including members of the Hospital Provider Fee Oversight and Advisory Board, members of the Board of Trustees for Fort Lewis College, and members of the Charter School Institute Board.
Is there any discussion on any of the appointments to any of the boards or commissions? Seeing none, the question for the body, are there confirmation? Are there any no votes on any of those appointments? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, David R. Livingston, Madeline L. Roberson, Christopher Underwood are confirmed to the Hospital Provider Fee Oversight and Advisory Board. With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Karen D. Wild and John M. Wells are confirmed to the Board of Trustees for Fort Lewis College. With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, Cecilia K. Sanchez de Ortiz, Patricia May Klober are confirmed to the Charter School Institute Board. Signing of bills. Committee reports.
March 11, 2014, Committee on Transportation, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee, recommends following Senate Joint Resolution 16 be amended as follows and as amended referred out to the Senate for final action. March 11, 2014, Committee on Transportation, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee, recommends following Senate Bill 146 be amended as follows and as amended before the Committee of the Whole favorable recommendation with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 11, 2014, Committee on Local Government, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee, recommends the following House Bill 1184 be amended as follows and as amended before the Committee of the Whole favorable recommendation with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 11, 2014, Committee on Local Government, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee, recommends the following House Bill 1169 be referred to the Committee of the Whole favorable recommendation with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 11, 2014, Committee on Local Government, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee, recommends the following House Bill 1129 be referred to the Committee of the Whole favorable recommendation with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 11, 2014, Committee on Local Government, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee, recommends the following House Bill 1125 be referred to the Committee of the Whole favorable recommendation with the recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 11, 2014, Committee on Local Government, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee, recommends the following House Bill 1060 be referred to the Committee of the Whole favorable recommendation. March 11, 2014, Committee on Local Government, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee, recommends the following House Bill 1007 be amended as follows and as amended before the Committee of the Whole with a favorable recommendation. March 11, 2014, Committee on Local Government, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee, recommends the following Senate Bill 66 be postponed indefinitely.
Announcements. Mr. Minority Leader.
Thank you, President Carroll. Members, could I just have your attention for a brief moment? A lot of you know former CU Regent Tom Lucero and are familiar with the story about his son last week experiencing a full cardiac arrest on a baseball field. 14 years old, life saved by two coaches that performed CPR on him. He is children's, probably the best care in the world, and will be having open heart surgery here in an hour. So keep me in your thoughts and prayers, and I will keep you updated as I hear more, but thought you'd like to know. I know a lot of you are close to Tom, and obviously his service for the state is something that caused a lot of us to work with him for years and years. So keep me in your prayers.
Thank you. Senator Jones.
Yeah, point of personal privilege.
Granted.
Madam President. So I opened up the Times Call, Longmont Times Call today to the editorial page. And the headline read, 6 months later, flood is still felt. 6 months ago today, September 12th, 2013, residents of the St. Vrain Valley awoke to the disaster that no one could have foreseen even a day before. Filled by relentless rain over the Front Range, the rivers and streams of the area rushed beyond their banks, created new channels, carried away possessions, poured into homes, and claimed lives. And just a little bit more, the Boulder County Long-Term Recovery Group reports that it has helped 700 households with flood recovery, and that it continues to hear from residents with needs on an almost daily basis. None of this accounts for the needs of Larimer or Weld counties. 6 months after the event, the account of damage to property, to lives, to livelihoods is not complete. So much has returned to near normal. Roads and businesses reopened, homes cleared of muck, debris removed, that it is difficult for those not directly affected to imagine the flood's lingering effects and costs. And that's why I come down here today. I know I'm kind of like a broken record on this, but we're not done, folks. Not by any means. We have bills this year, and I'm very much appreciative for the support for those, and I think the other people on the Flood Disaster Study Committee are as well. But we're gonna be doing this for years, and just wanted to remind you of that, and thank you for supporting our efforts to get back on our feet in northern Colorado and in the Springs and other areas that were affected by floods.
Thank you. Other announcements?
Steve, did you have something?
Seeing no further announcements, Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. And in that vein that my colleague just spoke about, I was in Lyons last night and took a few minutes to look at the devastation there, and like so many other places, I still recovering, and I was with the town hall and with the people, and it's a gritty group, literally and figuratively, and it just reminded me again, just as that editorial that was just read. We've still got a long ways to go, but they gave a lot of thanks to the bills that we have passed, and I just pass on those thanks from the citizens of Lyons to all of us that had a chance to vote on those bills and will continue to. So with that, Madam President, I don't think Senator King.
Senator King.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask for a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Since my friend Senator Jones brought this up, I think that it's important for us to talk a little bit, not only about the floods, but about the fact that at present, the amount of time that it takes for a watershed to be remediated after a catastrophic fire is upwards of 15 years. Floods, as tragic as they are, some of them are caused by catastrophic fire. And like us not being done in reference to dealing with the flood situations, especially on the eastern slope, we are definitely not done in dealing with the possibility of catastrophic fires in Colorado. And we will be addressing that here in the near future. And we also ask that you keep an open mind to the idea that that is a clear and present danger, just like flooding is for our citizens. And we have work to do.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I don't see anyone else, so I'm told that all committees will meet as scheduled on adjournment and this afternoon. And with that, I move that the Senate adjourn until 9 a.m. Thursday, March 13th.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The Senate will adjourn until 9 a.m. tomorrow, Thursday, March 13th.